Hello and welcome back. I've taken a break recently from the channel because I wasn't really enjoying the appearance of the videos I was making and how they looked. So I've gone down a path of changing this method, streamlining it, creating a workflow. Originally, for instance, I had this setup that used a camera and a tripod. The tripod I was using at the time was this Manfrotto tripod. It's a really good tripod. It was meant for videos actually, and video recording. So instead of having a lockdown system, it was actually on like fluid bearings that you could tighten up or loosen dependent on presumably the wear really. But like these tripods here, it was quite similar. Manfrotto is a really good manufacturer. They make extremely good tripods, and I've had this for as long as I can remember, in fact. But yeah, they came with these heads that you can move around, and they've got a lot of flexibility in them. They don't tend to do a lot of tilting and locking in, because that's more a kind of a portrait method of setting up a still camera. Look, it says fluid video right there, head with flat base. So yeah, it's all about keeping it flat and movable. Of course, how cheap gimbals are now, you might very well want to prefer to buy something like that, but this is what it was like in my time, quite a few years ago. So we've got a tripod here with a pole down the centre. That's the bit that allowed me to extend and move it to a horizontal position. So it was over the top of whatever was videoing, whether that be the PC or the iPad. It took a lot of setup. I had to set it up in the a particular place with a table away from my baby daughter. And here's the camera that I have and considered using for a long time. Of course, the quality would possibly be a bit much from a YouTube channel, but that wasn't the main issue. The main issue with this camera was the inability to direct it down and not have it, with its weight, turn the tripod or pull the tripod down. So I couldn't use this basically. It was unviable, unusable. So I started using an iPhone, specifically an iPhone 12 mini. Now the beauty of that is, of course, it's incredibly light, and your video, your online connectivity services, they're all there. There's not it's streamlined. Apple has done a very good job of making this a viable method of creating your online presence. So here you can see it's 135 grams, exceedingly light. It's probably about a 20th even as much of the original camera. So much more viable in almost every way. I did make the mistake of using 4K. That created immensely large files. That slowed down the workflow. Certainly these early files down at the bottom here, I need to find who actually photographed that woman as well. I need to give credit where credit's due. This is what I based my lips on when I was doing it at the time. That woman that you just saw a quick glimpse of there. But yeah, this I think this was done in 4K. So it created a file size complication because it was filling up the iPhone, filling up my iPad, just generally making everything a little bit difficult. So I stopped using that and I changed over to 1080p I don't know if it says PHE in the actual file formats, progressive that means basically, but 1080, and it reduced files down much to a much smaller rate. To be honest, I don't need the 4K because chances are I'm going to develop this channel like I'm already doing right at this moment in time by actually telling you this, and create a better workflow, a better future for it. These old files may not stay on the channel, I'm not sure. We'll see. But one of the biggest complications with videoing like this, like I'm showing here, is it's great that I can see my hands, but the clarity of the screen's a bit difficult. I had exposure and focus issues. I could lock those down though and maintain control to a certain degree. But something that I've definitely found very difficult was consistently creating the same type of video look and appearance, and making sure it wasn't tinted towards some of the colour. But I mean, you can see in this particular video that there's two lights reflecting there as well. None of this was creating a very good channel feel. It was difficult, especially like I say with my baby daughter getting in the way, and I had to have a specialised work environment that was away from her all the time. This has actually been created on an iPad right now, for instance, this entire video. Here we have me screen recording on a PC. I realised I could do it there. So these screen recordings are really quite good. They create a good file size for use. And they can record the audio, but this is actually done as a voiceover right now. The PC has an added advantage that you can actually press Control and make a ripple effect around the cursor to attract your attention to where I'm clicking here. I don't suppose I had it active, or I wasn't using it in this particular situation that we're looking at right now. On the iPad, I've only learned how to zoom in through the accessibility functionalities in the settings. You can triple click the screen, or triple tap, I should say, and it'll zoom in on a particular portion of the screen, allowing for a more detailed look at whatever you might be doing at the time, which is, very effective. I was still hoping to have a ripple effect on that too, but we'll keep on developing that and seeing what's possible moving forward. So yeah, this is one of my latest videos. What I'll be doing with videos moving forward is I'll take them into iMovie, and like I'm doing right now, I'll take the original video that I've screen recorded, and I will do a voiceover, just like this. So you just basically see the video flowing and moving, and as it flows along, you speak along with it, like I'm doing right now. I'm sure there's many bloggers that are doing this, and they probably know how to do and have known how to do this for a very long time. But I didn't know this was possible, and I was slowed down a bit by sleepless nights. And I've figured that this is probably the best method to getting what we want to get out of these videos. And look, I'm even zooming in on there. You can see the video that I'm actually using there on the screen. I've triple clicked that and zoomed into the layers on the Illustrator, Adobe Illustrator video that I've done there. Now the only slight problem with using this video recording method, at least on the iPad anyway, I haven't had a PC problem, is it sometimes just stops recording randomly. But I've decided that that's okay in the long run, and I'm not going to worry about that too much, because even if it does stop, it's still just a considerably faster workflow that I'll continue to do this and just work with the error. And recently it hasn't done many stops that I've noticed, but it does seem to stop more often with very high-end professional software like Illustrator. And of course you can't see that it stopped recording as well, which is a bit of a problem. So you could do the whole video and then realise at the end there. But yeah, this is a viable system. So yeah, this is the way you're going to see my channel from now on. Goodbye.